thank you once again for joining us to highlight the importance of care for people on home ventilation and to raise awareness of World HMV Day on the 20th of May. I'm Lisa Emmett. I'm lead physiotherapist and joint clinical lead at Leeds Home Ventilation Team.
Hi everybody, my name's Alison Armstrong. Thank you all for joining this afternoon. I think this is an incredible platform to raise awareness for the importance of care and caregivers for our home ventilation users. So this is great, and thank you all for contributing. I'm chair of the Home Mechanical Ventilation in Partnership Collaboration, and my clinical role is that I'm a nurse consultant in the regional long-term ventilation service in Newcastle in the north of England. So looking forward to this afternoon's discussion.
We're a few team members from Martin House Care Team. So we offer hospice care to, well, it ranges from babies up to 25 years old. And within that, part of it is respite care. So we can offer an average of 3 respite stays a year for young people and adults on home ventilation. So we try and kind of make life a little bit normal for them. So give them kind of good quality of life when they stay with us, can involve them in different activities within the care team, kind of like socialising with other young people that have similar abilities and similar needs.
Pub quizzes, pub meals, brewery tours, cinema trips, wet wheels, taking them out on a catamaran into the North Sea, seal watching.
We've attended we do a big glitter ball at Martin House every year, so they've managed to attend that, a group of them together.
Lodge Fest, we have a music festival in the summer for them. Is Tom there? Can I see Tom? Yeah, you've been to a couple, haven't you?
I have indeed. Hi guys, nice to see you all.
Hey Tom.
Yes, so we have a Lodge Fest each year in the grounds at Martin House. We'll have music bands on. We had one of the young people that is on home ventilation. He did a DJ set as well for us. We have comedians, and we have the whole place set up like a mini festival for the young people.
Amazing. And then Kathryn.
Hi, I'm a carer for my husband Iain, who has motor neurone disease. He's now on 24/7 ventilation, and he's had a tracheostomy for the last 4 years as well.
And then Tom, who we saw briefly.
Hi guys, I'm a PA for 2 young gentlemen in Leeds. One's my brother Stephen, and one's my good friend Ben. I've been working as a carer for 15 years, but grown up with it my whole life, my brother Stephen.
Thank you. And have we got Kate back?
Hello, my name's Kate Steele. I'm a Paediatric Clinical Director for Health and Social Care Services, and we're a specialist complex care provider. I've also got experience, my previous role was leading the long-term ventilation team for Southampton Children's Hospital, so I've got kind of experience in both areas, so nice to meet you all.
Thank you. And so to start with, Alison, what role would a HMV centre play in helping to arrange care provision?
So I guess in the first instance, it's up to the expertise and the skill of the HMV service to identify what support somebody might require to enable them to access their treatment in the community. Absolutely delighted to hear the sort of things that Tom and Martin House are doing to enable people in the community, because that aligns completely with what we do. It's not about dictating what we think people should have. It's about supporting them to make decisions about what level of carer support they feel they need, and organising things, logistical things like training and support for people to be able to deliver care in the community. You don't know what you don't know. So an HMV service clinician is going to know what skills are needed. So we're there to provide that training and provide that backup support for both the user, the home ventilation user in the community, and the people providing their care. There's a little bit of governance in there, home ventilation services across the country and outside of the UK are all set up very differently. So how much supervision a home ventilation service can provide to a care team will vary, but it's about empowering them really to deliver that care without that level of supervision from a home ventilation service, which is regionally based and will be looking after more than 1,000 users in the community. So I guess, it's that partnership between the user and what their wishes and needs are, and identifying what level of support they need and who is in a position to deliver that, and then supporting that delivery. So it's a pathway. There's no start and finish to it.
Brilliant, thank you. And then Kate, once your carers are trained and they're in somebody's home, if there is a problem, what support network is there for them? Do they have a set of numbers, or how would they access some more support?
So obviously it all depends on kind of what the problem is, but all of our carers are trained, and then we have a nurse manager that oversees the carers and the day-to-day operations. So they're able to directly contact their nurse manager to say that there's a problem, whether it be they're concerned about a clinical problem, so maybe they're concerned about the client they're looking after and they want some clinical advice, or maybe they've got a personal issue that they want to discuss. So I think that is one of the benefits of having an agency in place, is that you have got that level of kind of supervision, whether it be sort of clinical or sort of personal supervision and support available to the carers that are in the field looking after the service user.
Fantastic, thank you. And then Tom, likewise for you, if there was an issue, who would you contact? Have you got a support network in place?
So do you mean for me or for Stephen?
With the ventilator, or there was a problem from a ventilator perspective?
Oh yeah, we found you guys sleep services. You're always there. So yeah, you guys are there. We've got your number and we feel confident.
And out of hours, if it was middle of the night, have you still had any issues contacting, or do you know?
I think no, we don't really. Out of hours is difficult. I think it'd have to be a hospital trip, but we've got all the equipment we need. We've got backup ventilators, batteries, chargers. So we're on the ball with that because we have to be, because for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So
brilliant, thank you. And then Lucy and Carly and Bea and Fiona, it's amazing to hear at Martin House. And I think sometimes people hear hospice and they have perceptions that things aren't as they are at Martin House. So I know you provide respite care for our young people up to the age of 25. Is that common across the UK, or are you unique in that?
We've only just reduced it to 25. It's been a new thing. I don't think it's unique to us. I think Douglas House down in Oxford have the same age range as we have.
I think there's Clare House in Liverpool. I think there are another few hospices that kind of cater for the young adults as well.
We didn't have an age cut-off originally, but now because of home ventilation, our MD boys are living well into their late 30s, and suddenly it's not appropriate in a children's hospice.
Yeah, we're in their 40s as well, which is amazing. So
when I first came to work at Martin House, a lot of our MD boys were dying in their late teens, and home ventilation was a fairly new concept. So yeah, it's made a huge difference.
And the feedback we get from your respite care is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's a shame beyond 25 that there isn't the same support network in other places in the adult hospices or elsewhere.
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned a little bit about the activities that you do.
Yeah, because I was going to say, sorry, the young people generally come, the young adults come, and they kind of group together as friends as well. So it's really sad when they do have to leave, but we try and kind of get them to build those relationships and carry on. But obviously it's quite difficult, isn't it, to carry on that when they've not got that kind of support or transport to meet up together.
And you said they'd stay for, do you say 3 times a year it would be offered?
Roughly 3 times a year, yeah. And the young people try and kind of arrange those stays together. So it's a bit of like a weekend away. They can enjoy activities together and kind of have a bit of fun. Staying up late, playing board games, card games, drinking games, yeah.
And that has advantage both for them and the family and carers, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they can bring the friends as well, and the carers come, so it's quite a good atmosphere on a night shift. Lots of fun times I had on a night shift, staying up till 5, 6 in the morning, and then staying in bed till 2, 3 in the afternoon. So yeah, it's a nice place for them to come.
Yeah, definitely. And then Tom, I know you have also done lots of activities, and you mentioned about concerts and lots, and you're planning Edinburgh Fringe, is that right?
Yeah, going with Edinburgh Fringe with Ben in August. Stephen's got his first European trip. He's taking his van and his carers in July, so he's doing a bit of Brussels, a bit of Rotterdam, a bit of Germany, and he's doing a week away. So yeah, just it's good. Me working for Ben and Stephen just works because Ben and Stephen are friends. So we do a lot of stuff together. We did a poker night on Monday. I was working with Ben, but went to Stephen's house. We do a lot of stuff together, a lot of comedians. So it just works. But I just want to add to that, sorry, because I've had the experience at Martin House, and Martin House is fantastic. Like I've grown up obviously with Stephen, and Stephen's gone into Martin House, and I've spent time with him. So being a teenager and spending time with your brother, watching films, having takeaways, like everything's been fantastic. It's a shame he can't go anymore, but I get it. But Stephen luckily has the support. He's very independent. He has full-time care. Not everybody else has that, which is a shame. But Martin House have been incredible. They've been really good.
Oh, we miss him.
We do,
Tom.
Gosh, Tom, I remember you as a teeny toddler.
There you go. Yeah.
Wow, that's embarrassing, Tom. There you go.
What would Stephen and Ben's life be like without care? If you didn't have that care, that PA network in place?
They wouldn't have a life because we help them live their life. If we don't have a driving license, they don't go anywhere. If we don't turn up to work, they don't go anywhere. If Stephen wants to stay in and watch TV, that's what he wants to do. But if he wants to go to the cinema, we're there for whatever he wants to do. And having a care team that you get on with is flexible and reliable. Reliable is the big one because you need some. Stephen's got 24-hour care non-stop. We all have our shifts. You can't just not turn up. It works, and yeah, a care team's huge.
Yeah.
Lisa was going to say, actually, we've it's interesting hearing Tom's story. We've got a service user who's 19. He's got SMA, and we also employ some of his friends actually as part of the agency. And he leads a very similar life to your brother's, Tom, where he's always out clubbing and doing all sorts. He's got a better social life than I have. And then we have another service user who's got DMD who he's friends with, and they all both kind of go out together. So it's like a really similar story, actually. It's amazing. It's really nice to hear that kind of it can work from both ways, like from a care provision point of view and a PHB perspective. So yeah, they definitely, I don't know where they get their energy from because they're out more than I am. It's really interesting. I know there's Naomi House as well down here in Hampshire that obviously provide us. I don't know if the Martin's House team know about Naomi House, but they also have a place called Jack's Place where that's for sort of teenagers and young adults, and it's up to the age of 35. Actually, they provide respite care for. So, yeah.
Lisa, could I just chip in a little, because I think it pulls together what the girls at Martin House were saying about how a couple of decades ago we weren't seeing these young lads living into their second, never mind third and fourth decade. And there's now, home mechanical ventilation's a very well evidence-based treatment. So we know that it extends life expectancy and the survival. But what we're hearing today is how important it is to enhance that quality of life, because if we are supporting people to live longer, we can't do that without that specialist and empathetic care that enhances their lives and gives them the quality that we're hearing on the call today. And the hashtag that we use on HMViP is adding life to years. So it's not just about adding years to life and the survival element. what I'm hearing on the call is all of you guys who are out there in the community and supporting people who are ventilated at home, how much you are adding life to their years to make sure that every moment is enhanced. And that's so important and so good to hear.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree. It's really rewarding to hear that people are living very full and active lives and living the lives that they want to lead, supported by really good care teams. And sadly, not everybody has that experience. So, Kate, I know Kathryn's very happy with your care package, but one of the other questions would be to Kathryn, if that care package wasn't there, where would Iain be now?
He would be in a long-term institution. If we didn't have care at home, yeah, because I couldn't look after him on my own, and we don't have extended family who we could ask to do that or depend on for that. I'm sure that's a lot the same with a lot of other people as well.
And how do you think Iain would feel about it?
I think he would absolutely hate it. Yeah. So we're very grateful that we can stay at home and enjoy the comforts of our own home with people coming in to us rather than us having to go anywhere. And in fact, Iain's reduced the amount that he goes to hospital at all. In fact, he really doesn't go into hospital at all. It's a very difficult journey going anywhere by ambulance for him. So even his tracheostomy changes are now done at home by nurses from St Thomas's. So having a team of carers who are skilled in all the technology and the equipment is so important.
Yeah. And were you involved, Kathryn, in the original care provider? Did you meet Kate's team, or was that organised by the hospital?
No, not initially. Initially, Iain was taken in as an emergency and got a tracheostomy, and I realised we were going to need help at home. So I started phoning around. I didn't know anything about CHC funding, etc. And I asked someone at St Thomas's in their Lane Fox unit, the respiratory unit, which agency I could call. I had no idea. And they suggested HASCS because they dealt with complex care. I spoke to their director and I thought, wow, she is really good. She was prepared to, drop everything and sort something out within days. And you know how it is when you're in hospital and you're trying to get out on a care package, it can be months. So because of that response, I was very positive towards HASCS from that point onwards. And when it came to the CHC funding coming up, when Iain was about to leave hospital with his tracheostomy, etc., the CHC were talking about care agencies. And I said, well, I think we should try this one because Lane Fox recommended it, etc. And the CHC did do that, thankfully. But I think if you know of providers that you want to use, it's definitely worth stressing that to the CHC and why you think that they are the best for your care.
Yeah. And as you say, it can take a long time to organise that initial care package, which is a huge cost to the person and the family and also to the NHS. So it's in everybody's best interest to get things sorted as quickly as possible. And I think that's where HMV teams can provide some additional training. And obviously, if you've got a good care package who are used to more complex care and tracheostomy and the ventilators.
I'm going to say, Lisa, also, and a big thanks to Kathryn, because our success sometimes in a home is also reliant on the support that the service users, family or carers can give us as well, because Kathryn's been incredible in not only welcoming our care staff into her home and treating them wonderfully, which is really nice, and they really enjoy caring for Kathryn and Iain, but also Kathryn has spent a lot of time with our care team shadowing her and kind of learning about Iain's routine. So that only adds to our success as well. So it's a real joint team effort in terms of being able to get people home. So yes, we play a huge part, but Kathryn's been incredible in terms of supporting our team and helping them to train them alongside us as well. So thank you, Kathryn.
Yeah. And that's the thing, actually, as unpaid carers, they actually are extremely skilled and knowledgeable members of the team, probably the most skilled and knowledgeable, as you've alluded to there. So, yeah, I don't think that's
Absolutely.
nice. And then Lucy and Carla and team, do you also enable, you said about people staying, do you encourage the family members to stay, or is that a nice time for the family members to have a break and almost allow Martin House to take over the reins?
Yeah, once the children move up to the lodge and obviously get into adulthood, we do encourage them to kind of come alone, just to be able to have that kind of freedom and normality to do things that other young people would do of their age. Or yeah, bring a friend, or like I said before, they might kind of make friendships when they come and stay at Martin House, and they'll request their stays, respite stays together, which like Stephen used to do with all his friends. So some parents do stay, but generally once they've been a few times and they're kind of used to our care and the staff, they'll come alone. And yeah, and it's a break for the families, but also a great fun time to go wild when the parents aren't there.
A lot of our younger MD boys who are being referred to us now, this year, last year, they're sort of 13, 14, is the one thing the parents are asking for, is that they can come to Martin House and meet other boys with the same condition who are going to be going through the same, well, just, I hate the word journey, but it is, isn't it? And actually one thing that Martin House is good for is the younger MD boys who have come, who have sort of grown up with Martin House. They've looked to the older MD boys for advice on the home ventilation when they start the vents and when they start the cophosis. It's usually the older boys that teach the younger boys, you know, they give them top tips and
tend to kind of look up to them, don't they? The older peers.
And probably takes that fear factor out, doesn't it? That you see somebody else using a piece of equipment and then it's not a big thing.
Yeah, and we've recently, the last few years, we've started doing a week trip away as well to Kielder. So it's an outward bound kind of adventure. So we've had quite a few young people come in. Carly's been, haven't you, with the team?
Yeah, I went last year. It was an amazing opportunity for our young people. And actually the feedback that we got from some of the young gentlemen that we took with us was, it was one of the most memorable, best holidays that they've ever had.
So they were kind of up sailing in boats,
canoeing.
Actually. So they were just, you know, equipped for all the kind of wheelchairs and disabilities and using the vents at night. So it was a great opportunity for them all.
Yeah, no, as I say, the feedback we've had has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you, all of you. Is there anything anybody else would like to add to the discussion that hasn't been mentioned regarding why care makes such a difference for these? I'm sure everybody's on the same page at why care makes such a difference for young people or people on home ventilators.
Yeah, something that the Martin House people made me think about just then was that I'm in some peer groups of carers. So obviously I'm an unpaid family member carer, and I find them so valuable because it's really useful being able to share various burdens, you know, emotional and questions and tips, etc., with people who are going through the same kind of thing as you are. So I would encourage any family carers to try to find a peer group, because it's massively helpful in all kinds of ways.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Is that the MNDA that are very good at organising some meetings, Kathryn?
The MNDA do, but there's also a person who just set up a group of MND carers as well, off her own bat, and many of us throughout the country are part of that group, and that's very helpful. So anyone can do it. Anyone can set up a group like that and start it off, I guess.
Yeah,
it's probably an opportunity to just plug HMViP as a resource to offer those hints and tips as well, whilst it isn't a support group or a peer sort of collaboration in that way. But what is advertised on there is the national monthly, well, it's every other month now, support group, which is an online platform that's offered through Asthma and Lung UK that we are working alongside them. So for home ventilation users and their family and their caregivers, it's exactly that, Kathryn, an opportunity to share hints and tips or to ask questions and just find out how to troubleshoot or navigate a problem, because the expertise that we have as home ventilation clinicians, as you quite rightly said before, Lisa, we are definitely not the experts at living with somebody or living with a ventilator and using a ventilator at home. So we learn from each other. And so it's a good platform, and that is advertised on the HMViP website if anybody wants to share that or join that. It's great to have this input on that platform as well.
Thank you, Alison. Anybody else have anything that they would like to add? I would just like to say thank you so much. I found it really interesting. I think it's been absolutely fantastic to hear.